Foot rot is a highly contagious disease caused by bacteria that infects the feet of sheep. The disease causes severe pain and lameness in affected animals and has an enormous impact on flock productivity and profitability. Successfully dealing with foot rot requires commitment, understanding, and open dialogue between farmers and their advisors. It occurs throughout Australia, but is most prevalent in the medium to high rainfall areas. Foot rot is caused by a bacteria called Dichelobacter nodosus, which thrives in warm, moist conditions. The foot rot bacteria needs the feet of infected animals to survive. The bacteria can survive indefinitely in pockets of infection inside the feet of infected animals, even under dry conditions. The bacteria cannot survive for more than 14 days in soil or 7 days on pasture. There are many strains of the foot rot bacteria which vary in their ability to cause disease. Some strains never cause serious foot rot in sheep regardless of the environmental conditions. These are called benign strains. Other strains cause severe foot rot lesions and spread rapidly in warm, moist environmental conditions. These are called virulent strains. In between these two extremes, there is a complete range of strains based on their ability to cause foot rot. All these bacteria look identical under the microscope. The severity of foot rot depends on three factors. Firstly, the virulence of the foot rot bacteria strain or strains. Secondly, sheep factors such as breed. And thirdly, environmental factors that either accentuate or suppress signs and spread of infection. The characteristic signs of foot rot in progressive order are, firstly, inflamed and red moist skin between the toes with a smelly grey paste-like scum. Then, separation or underrunning of the horn from the soft underlying structures, which usually starts at the skin-horn junction of the heel. The expression of the disease depends on the environment, any treatments, the time of year, the breed of sheep, and the virulence of the foot rot bacteria. A 5-stage scoring system has been developed to describe the progression of the disease, with score 1 being the earliest stage of infection and score 5 being the most advanced stage of foot rot. Some of these strains are so mild that they do not cause an economically significant form of the disease. It is technically impossible to eradicate some of the mild strains of foot rot, and in many cases, eradicating mild strains of foot rot doesn't warrant the costs involved. On the other hand, the severe strains of foot rot inevitably result in crippling economic losses. There are major benefits in eradicating these strains from infected flocks. Lameness is often the first sign of foot rot. There are several other conditions which cause lameness, which means it is essential to make a proper diagnosis. Diagnosing lameness determines which of the following conditions is affecting the flock. Is it virulent foot rot, benign foot rot, or other conditions? Differentiating between the different causes of lameness can be difficult, and expert help should be sought to diagnose the cause of the problem. If any sheep have the horns separating from the foot, you can be sure you have either benign or virulent foot rot. The main feature that distinguishes virulent foot rot from benign foot rot is the proportion of sheep in the mob that have feet with horns separating from the sole of the foot and the extent of separation, also known as underrunning. The main laboratory tests available are the gelatin gel test and the elastase test, which are available to aid the advisor in reaching a diagnosis. Tests differentiate reasonably well between benign and non-benign strains, but cannot differentiate intermediate strains. Once a diagnosis has been made, options for control, eradication and surveillance can be planned. Foot bathing, vaccination with Cooper's foot vax and antibiotics are tools to control the spread and reduce the levels of infection. I discuss control and eradication of foot rot in another video, which can be found on the Cooper's Animal Health YouTube channel. If you want to know more about managing foot rot on your sheep property, get in contact with your local Cooper's representative on 1800 22 6511 or visit the Cooper's Animal Health website.